In the news this week, Premier Mark McGowan under pressure to sack Roger Cook as an exclusive poll shows a lack of public trust. We have exclusive reactions from Aishwarya's parents and other stakeholders over the results.
A WA police officer is under fire for excessive force during an arrest in a new CCC report.
Rallying for mums and dads, Pindan contractors call for better protection.
And the 65 Roses campaign aids in the fight against cystic fibrosis. Plus, Dr. Andrew Miller's comment.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Sarah Smith.
Good evening. Health Minister Roger Cook is facing a public confidence crisis as an exclusive WAMN Newspoll shows that the public doesn't trust the minister to run WA's hospitals. We sat down with Aishwarya's parents to get their exclusive reactions to the poll numbers. Steve Anderson begins our coverage.
More than half of respondents to WAMN's exclusive news poll say it's time for Roger Cook to go, at 53.2%, and 46.8% respondents saying Mr Cook has their confidence. A total of 1,532 people responded. Aishwarya's parents agree with the numbers and say they want to prevent a repeat of what happened to their daughter.
Our exclusive news poll shows that more than 53% of people believe that Roger Cook should go. What's your reaction to that exclusive poll?
I would say that's the intention of the people. That's what they want.
Do you believe that, and do you understand that the community, there's a bit of a split about what should happen here?
I think if you wait till the end of the poll, I think you will probably get, Roger Cook should go.
So because before you finish this interview, the yes, I have confidence in him, no, he should resign. And if that poll is put in front of you right now, which one will you vote?
We would choose he should resign.
Australian Medical Association WA President Dr. Andrew Miller says the results aren't surprising.
Well, the poll that WAMN have run, the result is in, and the majority are in favour of a fresh set of eyes on the health portfolio, as am I in Western Australia. There are others saying that perhaps the minister could drop all of his other portfolios and just concentrate on health. But my view is that if you've had 4 years to sort something out and you're still just denying that there is a problem with the job that you're doing, in the face of record ambulance ramping, in the face of record staff dissatisfaction with those who are working within the public system, especially those in the emergency departments themselves and those who are running the ambulance system, then it's time to move on.
Deputy Opposition Leader Libby Mattam stated the health system was failing on Cook's watch.
Quite obviously, we do need a line in the sand. The minister does need to go. We do need to see a fresh set of eyes who can look at a fresh set of eyes which can acknowledge that we have a health crisis.
It appears that Roger Cook's credibility to the public as WA Health Minister has been severely damaged. The fate is sealed when it comes to the loss of trust. Right now, it appears that fixing WA's public health system will require more than just good faith, new resources, and a willingness to change. But without the element of trust, the journey for Mr Cook and his bureaucrats will be long and hard.
And you can watch Aishwarya's parents' full feature interview, plus Dr. Andrew Miller's comment later in this broadcast. Please stay tuned. Confronting footage has laid bare the night a young man was rendered unconscious while being arrested in Northbridge in 2019. A Corruption and Crime Commission report has revealed its findings that a WA police officer used excessive force in the arrest, but he currently remains on the job. Nelson Liu reports.
This is the moment a man was choked to unconsciousness during an arrest. A police officer using an unauthorised neck hold, sparking scenes of chaos. Police arrested this man in his 20s, known as Mr A, in Northbridge in 2019, resulting in investigations into police conduct that night. Mr A was in Northbridge when police were called to the Rose Street car park, responding to reports of a fight. The officer, Senior Constable Valley Canthan, used a chokehold on Mr A's neck, resulting in Mr A blacking out and collapsing, sustaining cuts and bruises to his head. WA police investigations identified the use of the neck hold as a lesser breach of police protocol.
The police found the use of the neck hold as inappropriate and excessive, but not to the point where there were charges.
But a Corruption and Crime Commission report tabled in Parliament stated the actions were an excessive use of force, resulting in serious misconduct. The report found Mr A was not threatening, resisting arrest, or trying to escape.
The chokehold is not an acceptable use of force. No. They're not encouraged because of the risk to safety of the person being arrested.
It also revealed the time Mr A was held in custody was incorrect and should have been reported accurately.
So we expect that they do follow policy, which is to record when somebody is placed under arrest or placed into custody.
Senior Constable Valley Canthan and his partner First Class Constable Harrison were sanctioned for the arrest, and they remain on administration duties. They are now subject to disciplinary proceedings. Currently, the officer involved has not yet been stood down, but faces further disciplinary action following the investigation. Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
As WAMN News exclusively revealed, subcontractors are planning to rally on the steps of Parliament House next week. They're asking the government to protect them in the case of insolvencies.
Pindan subcontractors have been left in the dark about when they are likely to be paid for their work, and activists are now calling on the government to do more. Helene Fong reports.
Pindan subcontractors left high and dry by the building company's collapse will likely not see any payment for some time, with a creditors meeting this week failing to cast more light on the situation. Activists say they've seen this before and are calling on the government to do more.
Cooper and Oxley, we've had 200 subcontractors that have lost thousands of dollars. Now we've got Pindan, another 500 subcontractors.
Lucy Stewart, former chair of Subcontractors WA, said the building industry is planning a rally on Thursday afternoon to protest the state government walking back promises to legislate protections for subcontractors.
We had already won this battle. We had a guarantee from the state government that they were going to implement cascading statutory trust.
The CFMEU said the trust could have prevented the financial devastation caused by Pindan's collapse. Meanwhile, one of the subcontractors who missed out on being paid says he just wants fairness.
If they were a part of this, that legislation, and the legislation was passed a couple of years ago, I don't believe we'd have a problem today.
Well, the problem is that the builders receive the money and go and pay all their other debts along the way. And our subbies that carry their jobs and build their jobs don't get paid for it.
The state government, on the other hand, said all creditors need to be treated fairly as the Pindan liquidation matters continues.
It's not a simple case of being able to just pay out those subcontractors because essentially under the Commonwealth Solvency Law that money will get clawed back by the administrator. So the law requires that every creditor be treated equally. So you can't provide preferential treatment and pay some and not others. So we are in a position where we are also a creditor ourselves as the state government, so we have to work within the laws.
Helene Fong, WAMN News.
Department of Communities is trialling a new way to protect children with Aboriginal families-led decision-making. But activists says it's not enough to tackle the crisis in Aboriginal communities. The trial has been given $10 million of funding and brings independent Aboriginal conveners to help to improve collaboration between the department and at-risk Aboriginal families. Megan Quacker says it's not enough.
Anything that's going to benefit our families, I'm totally in agreement with, I'm totally in support of. What I do know, and that's through experiences, the experiential, the statistics, is that child removal is increasing.
Megan says that although she hopes the program will bring some improvements, families who have not been referred to the Department of Communities will be left behind.
People will contact us time and time again. I'm not getting the support that I need. What we do need is assertive outreach, 24/7, intense psychosocial support, and that's what our families need.
Fremantle's King's Square is no more after the City Council voted unanimously to adopt the Aboriginal name for the landmark. The new name, Walyulup Court, means Fremantle's heart in the Noongar language. The name change comes as Freo's new CBD project stalls following the collapse of Pindan construction. But some criticise the change, with Fremantle Society President John Dowson saying it isn't needed.
For 200 years we've had this as the centre of Fremantle, King's Square. King's Square here, Queen Square up there, and all the streets radiating out from that in the 1833 Regency planning. So, why change? There's no need. we do have the bones of a great place.
Perth Zoo's 6 endangered African painter puppies have received their first comprehensive health check since their birth in March. The puppies were born to Dad Gibby and Mum Mahamhai from South Australia. In Africa, the painted dogs are the most prosecuted large carnivore, with human-wildlife conflicts, poachers and habitat destruction putting pressure on population numbers.
Mum and Dad are very protective, as you can see. They're on alert, they can see we're all here, and this is really a great day to celebrate.
In the wild, they'll stay with their maternal pack to around 18 months of age, then they naturally disperse. So that's a natural way of spreading the genetics around the environment. So once they reach that age, we'll actually start, I guess, playing Mother Nature and dispersing those dogs to other zoos so they can continually go on to breed.
The United Nations Human Rights Commission has passed a motion to investigate whether the clash between Israel and Palestine involved criminality. Israel has said that they won't cooperate with the investigations, while Palestinians welcomed the decision, urging the international community to punish Israel. The United States has meanwhile expressed regret over the passing of the motion. In the United States, the Biden administration has requested more than $700 billion worth of defence budget. The money will be used to modernise its nuclear weapons and develop new warfare competencies. The motion was sent to Congress for approval this week, with planned investments including space and troop preparedness.
Roses are the perfect gift for loved ones, but they have now a bigger purpose in the fight against cystic fibrosis. Rose sellers took to Perth CBD and metro areas for 65 Rose Day on Friday, in a bid to raise awareness and funds to support those with the incurable genetic disorder.
We're searching for a cure. There is no cure for this chronic condition. We're raising funds for research and also to provide vital services to people that are living with CF.
The fundraiser moved online last year in the wake of COVID-19, but organisers says the sellers' return to the streets this year has been bigger than ever.
And that's our weekly news and current affairs. You can follow the latest on our website, wamnnews.com.au.
Until next Sunday evening, from Sarah and myself, we wish you good health and good night.
Take care.